Hello, BookTube. This is Alan. I'm gonna do the cookie book tag. I haven't done this one. I was looking through my videos to see which tag I have done, and I haven't done a cookie book tag. This is by the uh, Literary Gladiators. I think they did it like 5 years ago, so it's a pretty old tag, but it's still there. The so before I start, I wanted to mention on the last tag. They talked about I forgot the name of the tag, but it said, "Do you have any pets?" And I said, "No, uh, our dog passed away last year." Well, we have cats. They're not our cats. They hang around the front yard and the backyard, sleep on the patio furniture, sleep on my brother's car, and they hang around here. Neighborhood cats, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, and they hang around because my brother feeds them tuna fish. So he goes to the store like every weekend, buys 10 cans of tuna fish, puts them in the cupboard, and gives them 1 can every time he sees them, so the cats just hang out. We also have hens that hang around the uh, the backyard and the front yard, and these hens, there's 2 of them. They're kind of a rust color, orange color, rust color type hens. Sometimes you'll see 2 of them together, sometimes just one, and usually just 2. They go in the backyard and the front yard, and when you sweep the leaves off the front porch and get into the and sweep it into the yard, they'll come around and they'll scratch the leaves back up onto the porch because they're looking for bugs or ticks or something. And sometimes one of them will get into the house, and just my brother leaves the back door open. They'll get into the house, and we have to chase them out, chase the hen out with a broom. And one time, I was in the bedroom reading where I do this video, and my brother came and said, "Oh, Alan, there's hens in the house, hens in the house." So I run to the dining area, and the hen was up on the windowsill. We have a low windowsill, the front windows. It's 3 of them, so it's long windows, and the windowsill is probably about a foot off the floor. And my brother had a broom in his hand, and I noticed that the hen was moving its claw like this, just kind of just up and down, and saw that the hen's butt claw was stuck on a glue trap and couldn't get it off. So what I did was I grabbed the hen on both sides and held it, and told my brother to take that glue trap off, and then just carried the hen out to the backyard, and it stood there for about a minute or so. Then it just went off and started scratching the leaves, trying to look for some more bugs. Anyway, let's get started with the cookie book tag. The first one is Chocolate Chip, a great American classic. And I'm going to go with Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. The reason I picked this one is it is a classic, but another reason I picked it is because Truman Capote, writing this book, Truman Capote changed the way writers wrote about serial killers and murders, because he got into the heart of the mind of the serial killer. Like, why did you do this? These people were just innocent. You went to the wrong, and you believe that in Holcomb, Kansas, you just killed them. Just, they were innocent. They didn't have any money, like you heard, in prison, and you just killed them violently. Why? And so after he came out with his book, writers changed their book stories about serial killers to get into the mind of the serial killer, which made the genre, that type of genre, popular. And so you see that today. You see a lot of that going on. There was a show on Netflix when I didn't live in this house. I lived somewhere else. I think it was called Mindhunters, and it showed these two people that it was part of the FBI, and they would go into the federal penitentiary and interview the serial killer, interview him about what made him tick, basically. Like, why did you do this? What happened with childhood, growing up, and things of this nature. And how did you become involved in this? What happened? I think it's called Mindhunters. I'm not sure. It was very good. I watched a couple of episodes of it. It was really addicting. So yeah, this is Inco Blood from Capote. The next prompt is sugar. Work that gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling. I'm going to go with James Herriot. First book in All Creatures Great and Small. He did All Things Bright and Beautiful, and All Things Wise and Wonderful. The Lord God made them all, and every living thing. I really enjoy the veterinarian style and the animals that he treats, and it's very good, excellent. The third one is Oatmeal, a work that makes you think of home, and that would be over here. That would be St. Petersburg, Russia, or I gotta get back here. Yes. Sorry about that. Back here, the Icon and Acts, the history of Russian culture. So, yeah, any of those two books or any books about Russia would make me think of home. Prompt number 4 is Gingerbread, favorite fairy tale or folklore. That would be in this book, Russian Fairy Tales, which I bought at a charity shop. And there are several ones in here. I've read a couple of them. And let me see if I can find it. There was one folk tale that a couple of them that I've read. This is a beautiful illustrated edition. So there are several in here at Pike's behest. Find the one I was looking for. Ivan Tsarevich and the Grey Wolf is a very good fairy tale. I can find it back here. An index. That'd be good to see. There's one called The Wooden Eagle, which is very good. I like that one. These are very short, all stuff. Very short fairy tales. So that's the answer to which one was it? Oh, number 4. Gingerbread. Okay, number 5, Oreo, supporting character that steals the story. I don't have the book with me at the moment, and it's the character in the Shadowhunter series. One's by Cassandra Clare, and the supporting character was Simon. And Simon is sort of an introvert, and his brother and the main character, and he actually saves the day on a couple of things, a couple of items. He actually saves everybody and doesn't get the credit that he deserves to the story. Number 6, Biscuit, a great British classic, and that would be this one right here, The Way of All Flesh by Samuel Butler. This is missing the dust jacket. Yeah, there we go. It's The Way of All Flesh by Samuel Butler. This is the world's popular classics edition called Books Incorporated, and art type edition, whatever that is. And it gives you an introduction at the first page, and it goes on to the chapters. I only dipped in and out of this book. Haven't read the whole thing, but yeah, it's Samuel Butler, The Way of All Flesh. The next one is number 7, Thin Mint, which I don't like at all. In fact, what the Girl Scout cookies I like. The lemon is good. I like lemon. And okay, work you feel makes a difference. There was a book that was printed by, I can't think the author's name at the moment, kind of escaped me, Eric Larson. There's a book printed by him and it was nonfiction, and it talked about gun violence. It was anti-gun violence, and he traced the gun. He traced this gun used of the shooter at a high school shooting, and he kind of traced it, and then he came up with some very, very, very good conclusions, or very good ways to remedy the gun violence, and not only in schools but everywhere else here in the United States. But of course the NRA wouldn't allow it at all. But that one makes a difference. Number 8, a writer that is addicting. This is Shortbread, and that would be this one here. This is printed in 1908. This is Soldiers 3, The Story of the Gatsbys in Black and White by Rudyard Kipling. So Rudyard Kipling would be the one that's addicting. He's written several books and several poems. If is probably one of the most famous poem that he wrote. This is his mark right here. It appears on every book, and sometimes on the dust cover, dust jacket, and which this book doesn't have one. But yeah, and it's so yeah. This is by Macmillan Company, copyright 1899 by Rudyard Kipling, and this is just a series of his short stories. Yeah, and he wrote the Jungle Book. He wrote several other well-known classics. So yes, Rudyard Kipling. Number 9, Black and White, a book that you feel you're not sure if you like or dislike. Ugh. This is a tough one because I really have an opinion about a lot of them, of whether up or down, because I went to I'm doing two. There's one called NetGalley and one called Book Sirens, and they've been sending me put in my profile and they ask what book I want. Book Sirens does it. They ask what book genre you want. NetGalley doesn't. So Book Sirens just started up, and I sent my review in of the first book and gave it 2 stars on Goodreads. And so they send me back an email saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, but if we mentioned that if you're going to give the book a 3 stars or less, you're not supposed to post it on Goodreads." I might have to skip this one. I can't think of any. I can't think of one at the moment. Okay, number 10, Dog Treat, a literary animal. Well, Goofy from Walt Disney. I mean, that was a literary animal. Okay, that's an easy one. I'm sorry. Okay, bonus number 11. Bonus favorite cookie. The favorite the cookie I like is actually those ones from you can buy at Aldi or Trader Joe's. It's the same. They're the same. The same company, because the Aldi started out in Germany and they split from Aldi North to Aldi South, and they're brothers. They split. So when they came to America, they said that you could not have a company with the same name. So one of the stores, I don't know which one of the Aldi stores changed the name to Trader Joe's. So it's an Aldi store. It's either north or south. I'm not sure. But they have this cookie there. That is kind of like a tube shape box. It's not a box. It's just tube shape, and there's foil inside. And I like those a lot. And I can't remember the name of them offhand. If I was in the store, I'd probably see them right off, but I can't recall what they are. But those are the ones I like. I don't like the ones, and I like those because they don't have as much sugar in them as they do here in America. Well, that's it for the cookie tag, and thank you for watching.